what is up? We are having a look at the E3 today, and I am riding with Gomo Klate. Gomo, this is a guy I regularly platoon with, and he had a replay that was worth sharing, so I thought I'd do a video about the E3 because I don't have one in my own garage. The only time I played an E3 was on the common test server. I do know a lot about it, though. You do come up against it all the time, especially very popular in clan wars when you want to lock down a corridor, when you want to make a push. And this tank is very unique in its playstyle, and one of the reasons why is because it's got this amazing frontal armor of something like 305 millimeters of frontal armor. It doesn't have any turret, so it doesn't have any turret armor. The sides and the rear is completely trash, but all you need to do is point your front towards the enemy. Now that sounds really simple, but in actual fact it isn't really, and that's because the gun is kind of a trollish kind of gun. It is a derpy gun, does 750 damage, and you've got 295 penetration on AP shells, and you have 375 penetration on the APCR shells. Now it reloads in about 14 seconds if you have the rammer food, and if you have some screw skills, then it will reload even quicker. The aim time is about 2 seconds. Now, as you can see, that FV405 made a real big mistake, and he took 740 damage for it. Now, as you can see, Gomo isn't really trying to angle his armor, trying to wiggle and all, nothing at all. He's just parked there. He's locked down this corridor on the 8th line in Himmelsdorf, and nothing is going to go through. He's trying to find a shot, and finally it gets through. He was trying to find a shot through the front flat part of the turret on that 705, and he finally got through there. And he's going to try again on the front again, but nope, he does not have the shot, so he holds it. Now this tank has a 0.33 dispersion, which means it takes a long time to aim and to hit your target, and it doesn't work all the time. It has no mobility whatsoever, only 24 kilometers an hour going forward, so it's really good if you want to push forward on a corridor like this. Now if he was going to go forward and push, that would be a good idea, but that's not his gameplay right now. He's just going to hold this side. It looks like this kind of slow, grindy gameplay is going to be very good for this kind of tanks, because the amount of time it takes to reload, 14 seconds to reload this gun, it is better if it is a slow game. You want to lock down a corridor, or you want to push a corridor. Now this tank is very popular in clan wars, especially on city maps where you have one or two of these tanks to lock down a corner or push, lock down a corridor or push a corridor. In random battles like this one, you've got to find a place where you don't need to turn left or turn right. Basically just look down one flank, and this is exactly the perfect position where he should be. He doesn't need to do anything, and he's got friends around him. The key here is having one or two friends, because of your DPM and your rate of fire, your slow reload, you do need friends to back you up and cover you when the enemy is advancing towards you. Now looks like this game is really slow. It's already been 4 minutes and only 1 kill apiece, and it looks like the enemy has taken the hill, and they're going to come down, pouring down the hill pretty soon. So they've got a choice here, either to push forward or keep holding on to this flank. Now it looks like this Super Conqueror is trying to make inroads by going forward, and the first bit of damage being done to Gomo Klate and his E3 there, and that was by HE damage. The 183 fires HE, but thankfully doesn't penetrate and only does 180 plus damage. Now Gomo Klate is going to take a safety position here, and he's going to go right down into the windows in order to shoot some guys that are trying to poke through the center of the map. This 263 is going to regret coming here and Oh boy, was he lucky. That was a low roll there, less than probably the 25% RNG for 500 something roll, and he's very lucky. And looks like we are already down by 3 tanks, and the enemy is closing in from the center and from the top. Now what does Gomo have to do here? He needs to do as much damage as possible to stop these guys. Oh, that was a big hit taken by the FV, who's over-angled his armor while pushing forward. The enemy is doing the right thing here by pushing forward, but they didn't take into account how trolly this E3 armor is. It is almost impossible, impenetrable wall, and they're doing the right thing. They're closing in from all sides and try to do as much damage on Gomo as much as possible, but it looks like he's going to be able to hold out here in this corner. He's got a plethora of choices to shoot there, and he takes that shot and he's taking a little bit of damage here and there, and he's bouncing a little bit here and there. Now he already bounced 1150 damage from this FV, and he bounces him again and finishes him off, and that's a total of 3000 damage already bounced, and he's already done 3200 damage. Now the game is beginning to heat up and ratchet up. Right now you've got to maintain your cool. The only thing you can do is keep an eye on the minimap and try to make sure you land your shots. There were a lot of really weird shots when you saw him shoot the side of the Progetto 65 and just did critical damage on that tank. It was really unfortunate, but that's how this tank works. Sometimes it bends, sometimes it doesn't, and when you're playing with derpy guns, this is what happens. It doesn't work for you, it doesn't go your way 100% of the time, so you just gotta be playing your cool, maintain your cool, and there you go. You take 353 damage from the FV, but you manage to delete him in your shot. And now you just need to keep your frontal armor pointed to the enemy, and this is when it gets a little bit tricky because they're closing in from all sides of the map. Right in front of him through the window is this 268 waiting for him. Now the 430U is flanking him. He can't give the side to this 430U, so he's got to point the frontal. He snaps shots there in third person, but unfortunately does nothing to it. So right now he's just got to make sure that he is blocking this 268 and he's blocking that 430U. So he's bounced that 430U. While he's reloading, he's going to rush his 268 and finish him off. Now he's got to back off and give the frontal armor to the 430U again while he's reloading. It looks like he got tracked, so he's going to track him again, keep him in place while he shoots him. Now he's going to back off and try to give some angle for the 430U to bounce while he reloads, and he's got to watch his left side because they're left and right, and after he's shot he's decided that now is the right time to finish this guy off. Now back off and try to not take any damage, but he does take a shot from that Super Conqueror. That's a little bit unfortunate, but he did get away with it. Now he's got to deal with these two guys on the ABCD line, and looks like the other guy's backed off, so he's got to finish off this E100. Now what can he do here? He's got to think quick, be quick on his feet, and avoid this guy on the D line and try to engage the Super Conqueror and 277. It looks like that Super Conqueror is trying to flank him, but they know he's here, and he's going to bounce one maybe, perhaps, but no, he doesn't bounce. He does take some damage, but he does fire in third person and manage to snapshot him. Now he's going to back off and reload while that Super Conqueror tries to close the distance and go for the kill shot on Gomo, but fortunately Gomo is already loaded, finds a shot on the turret ring and manages to get him there. Now that is very good play by... If you're an experienced E3 player, you can really make this tank work. He's already done 6,000 damage and blocked 4,000. That is amazing result. Now he tries to kill the last tank. The game is over right now. He just needs to get some extra damage, but he shows too much of his side. I think he was trying to over angle his frontal and give his frontal armor to the 277 to bait him to shoot, but he showed him a little bit too much of that front inside wheel, and that's where the 277 shot and finished him off. While the rest of the team, the Progetto, Centurion, WZ finishes off this last 277. This has been a great game for Gomo in his E3. Over 10,000 combined. He did 6,000 damage and blocked 4,000. Now this is what the E3 does. Now, more often than not, you have a very quiet game, but once in a while you get some exciting games like this, and gets your adrenaline pumping in your E3. Do you want this tank? Yes, you do. Do you want to grind through this tank to get to it? Then that's questionable, because the grind is kind of difficult and kind of mundane and kind of painful. The only consolation is the tier 9 and 10. The rest of it is really difficult to play through. But if you do want to get this tank, it is fun to play in situations like this, and especially in clan wars especially. So hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.